Hello folks, today we're on the canal. We're going to go to urban moorings, an old limekiln site and a very popular wharf back in the day in Wolverhampton. The butcher's what's around on there. Meet a lovely lady called Ronnie. Do a bit of history for us. Hello, this is the Black Country Explorer. Today we're at urban moorings. We're just going to have a little quick tour around. Bit of history and what's going on.
Okay, this is where we're going to have our service area for the canal boaters. It's a little bit of a mess at the moment, but you've got to have a bit of imagination. We're going to have reed beds going down to the canal, which is a natural way of filtering water. We're going to have a laundrette, so boaters can do their washing here by diesel, by coal, by gas. So hopefully that will encourage more boaters to come onto the Worley and Essington Canal. So this part that we're on at the moment, this is Limekiln Wharf, and the idea is that we're trying to make a community space for the local boating and land-based community. If I take you through to the garden, this was...
There is something that should be said about the land now. This wall here, that is the boundary mark between Canal and River Trust land and Wolverhampton Council land.
Yep, so we're currently on Wolverhampton Council.
Through there is Canal and
We're
River
going to go into Canal and River Trust. Now this pathway was built by the girls when we first moved on here, all out of the bricks that were already on site. It was all completely overgrown. You had to cut your way through it as if you was in a jungle. But now, through lots of hard work and hours and sweat, we've managed to clear it all up and make it into a really lovely little garden. And it's quite eclectic, as you will see, because we're quite an eclectic bunch. So a lot of the things we've salvaged from the canal. So you can see we've got quite a teapot collection. We sometimes get donated teapots. The sink was already on site, so we've planted it. Basically, if there's room for a plant, Jenny will plant it. But as you can see, we've tried to utilise all the stones are already on site. The concrete post that you see on the right, there used to be a company here that actually manufactured concrete posts.
So Mr. Perry.
Mr. Perry, thank you. And what we're actually standing on is probably about 80 tonnes of concrete posts. You might be able to tell is that we're quite a lot higher than the canal here at the moment, and that's because we're standing on these concrete posts. The original level would have been the same level as the canal. These bridge holes are the sites of the original arms that used to go off into the steelworks and other businesses that were in need of coal boats to move their produce. And we're actually standing on the site of where the lime kilns were. The pumice was produced by the heat from the lime kilns, and the gases would produce this slag, so we had to dig through quite a lot of this to get the electricity in. But it's really lovely to know that the exact spot of where the lime kilns were. Okay, and if we go along here, the idea of urban moorings is to create a relaxing and friendly space for the local community, whether they be boaters or whether they be land-based in the local area. On the left here you can see we've got raised beds. Because of the nature of the soil, we can't grow anything here because the lime kilns has obviously made the soil unable to sustain anything. So we have raised beds where we've got, this particular one has got fruit trees in it. We also grow our own vegetables. So I'll show you another bed that we've made. You go through here. The sheds that we're walking through, these are available to hire for local boaters or people that perhaps may live in flats that hadn't got their own outdoor space. So we do hire out the sheds to people to use, and all the proceeds from any income that we get goes back into restoring the site. This is our new community shed where we will be holding hopefully sort of evenings for the community, knit and natter, open evenings, hiring it out to local charities.
Christmas dinner.
Beg your pardon, Christmas dinner. Yes, it's going to have its inaugural Christmas dinner this year. But the idea is to give a space to the smaller local charities and community associations where they can, if they need to have meetings or they need an indoor space where they can work and meet other community organisations. The idea is to network so we can all work together and share our resources, which is something that in the time that we've been here, we feel is we could provide that space for people to come. That's Edward. He's made by a friend of ours who makes welded art. So he's the guardian of our community shop. The idea here is if we have any local crafters that possibly haven't got the space or the wherewithal, it's a bit dark in there, I'm sorry, I can turn the light on if you want, the wherewithal to have their own shop, we can rent out space within our little community shop, and any sales, a commission would go to Urban Moorings and that would go to restoring the site. So it's lots of little ways that we can try and gain an income. This is the toll house today. We know that it's a toll house because of the bricked in window. That's where the coal boats used to come and pay their tolls for coming onto the Worley and Essington Canal. Each canal was owned by different companies, so they used to charge each other to use each other's canals. So the idea for this is we would like to restore this building and make it into something that benefited the community, and the area in front of the building, you can't see it at the moment, but we want to change this fence into a clear fence and you'd be able to see the canal and the site of where the lock used to be. And this area here we'd like to make into a sensory garden, and this will be open to the public 24 well, between 9 and 6, so you wouldn't have to go through a gate. You could just come here if you wanted to come for lunch, bring your kids somewhere, have a picnic. You'd be able to sit safely next to the canal and get some fresh air. This is what it's all about really. This is the current interior of the boathouse. It's really needs some love and attention, and this is why we're doing what we're doing, so we can restore it to its former glory. The pillars, because this was owned by the railways, it just looks like a platform with a train station. And I've been all around the country on the canals, I've never seen a boathouse with this kind of architecture, and it deserves to be saved. Well, that's Urban Moorings. I hope you found your virtual tour as interesting as I found giving it to you. I've remembered a lot of things that I thought I'd forgotten. If you'd like any more information, please visit our website, which is www.urbanmoorings.co.uk, or follow us on Facebook, which is www.facebook.com/Urban Moorings. And if you'd like to come and volunteer to help us, we're always in need of volunteers, and we'd be glad to see you, and we make really good tea.